What is going on, YouTube world? My name is Ghiman Mckinney. Appreciate you guys for watching this video today. Be sure to smash this like button right now, as it does help these videos get out to the public and the channel to grow. Subscribe to my channel if you're new as well. I do post a ton of great sports videos on YouTube weekly and almost every single day if I can. And turn on post notifications too, so you don't miss a single one of those videos that I post. It's only right you guys to do that. Alright, yes, you read the title of the video. I do firmly believe the Los Angeles Rams are going to miss the playoffs this year. I get it. A couple weeks ago, about roughly a month ago, when I did all my team breakdowns and previews for the 2019-20 season, I had the Los Angeles Rams winning only 10 games this year. And I'm still going to stick with the 10-win mark right now, but I easily could see 9-7. But in reality, even if the Rams do win 10 games, I don't think that's going to be enough to get them into the playoffs this season. I have the San Francisco 49ers going 10-6 this year as well. I'm all in on the 49ers. Jimmy G comes back. He's had he's put up great numbers when he's played. Okay. They added Telvin Coleman. They added Jason Verrett. They added some great players in the draft. That defensive line for the 49ers is nasty. And I just think it's the 49ers' time to double their wins this year and really become a great football team. I'm a really big believer in the San Francisco 49ers this season. And I think they're going to take this division. Again, it's very close. I do think the Rams are a better team than the 49ers this year, but there's a couple things that just really hold me back with the Rams this year. I think they're in for major regression this year. And even if the Rams do make the playoffs this year, I just don't see them quite being a Super Bowl contender this season. So I have them missing the playoffs for a couple reasons. History shows that they're going to go through a Super Bowl hangover, guys. I just feel that the Rams are going to go through a big Super Bowl hangover. I think they'll regress this year. I don't think they'll be nearly as good as last year. Last year they were putting up historic great numbers on offense. I don't think that's repeatable this year. Their defense played very well at the end of the year last year. I just think their defense is going to be even more inconsistent this year. They lost to Ndamukong Suh. The defense pretty much did not perform well into the Super Bowl last year. The defense was very inconsistent all year, even when they were, winning games, okay? The defense was not very good, just in reality, okay? And, I look at last year, the Rams, they had a lot of great things that went their way. They had a lot of luck that went their way last year. And I just don't think that they're going to win as many close games as they won last year. Last year, the Rams won 6 games by 1 score or more. I just don't see the Rams, winning as many close games as they won in 2018 as they do in 2019-2020. And again, this schedule is brutal. I will get to this schedule in a minute because this schedule is one of the hardest schedules in all of football. The Rams, they are not in for an easy road at all in 2019-2020, in my opinion. And again, this offensive line is old. They don't have very good offensive line depth, in my opinion. Now, again, they did address that in the draft. They did address their running back depth in the draft. Again, they made some strides to improve that area. But again, their depth is still not where I think it needs to be. I just see the Rams really regressing this year. And listen, Todd Gurley in the offseason, it was revealed that he was dealing with arthritis in his knees, okay? Todd Gurley right now has arthritis, okay? If Todd Gurley's health is a concern for the foreseeable future, if Jared Goff has to continue to carry this team week to week, I just don't see the Rams being that dominant driving force they were last year. The Rams offense is run through Todd Gurley. Todd Gurley is the one that sets up the Rams offense, okay? If Todd Gurley is not good, the Rams aren't going to be good. There was one exception last year, the New Orleans Saints game, where Todd Gurley was terrible. They brought in C.J. Anderson, who actually didn't play very well either. They brought in C.J. Anderson. He picked up the slack a little bit. He played better than Todd Gurley. Jared Goff outplayed Drew Brees in that Mercedes-Benz Superdome. The Rams, they went to the Super Bowl. But we all know that if that call was made, the Rams aren't going to go to the Super Bowl, okay? The Saints, I don't think they got robbed because Drew Brees got the ball first in overtime and he did nothing with it. But again, we all know that if that call was made, if that non-pass interference call was called pass interference, the Rams today would be, sitting on their couch saying, hey, we didn't even get to the Super Bowl last year. So again, I'm going to highlight some even bigger issues with the Rams. I'm going to just highlight why I think overall they're not going to make the playoffs based on their schedule. Okay? The schedule's the main reason. Look, if you're not the New England Patriots, just know you're going to be in for regression the very next year following a Super Bowl win or a Super Bowl loss, okay? That's just the reality of the situation. The New England Patriots are the exception to everyone, okay? Don't compare coaches to Bill Belichick, okay? Bill Belichick is arguably the GOAT, okay? Don't compare coaches to Bill Belichick. Mike Tomlin, he's a good head coach. Andy Reid, he's a good head coach. Sean Payton, he's a good head coach. If you start comparing their resumes to Bill Belichick, their resumes look kind of bad. They really do. That's just the reality of the situation. If you compare teams to the Patriots, that's not a very good, accurate representation. So if you're not naming the Patriots, you made the Super Bowl, you won the Super Bowl, you lost the Super Bowl, just know you are in for regression this next coming year. That's just my humble opinion. Someone tell me a team that was better the year after they won or lost a Super Bowl, not named the New England Patriots this past decade or two. Someone name me that team. I'd like to know that team, because the Carolina Panthers, a couple years ago, they went 15-1, guys. The very next year, they didn't even make the playoffs. Okay, the Atlanta Falcons, they have not recovered since blowing that huge Super Bowl lead to Tom Brady and the New England Patriots, okay? And the Philadelphia Eagles, even last year, guys, the Philadelphia Eagles won a Super Bowl. And if it was not for Nick Foles picking up Carson Wentz's slack, they probably don't go to the playoffs. I mean, to keep it real with you, Carson Wentz had a below 500 record with the Philadelphia Eagles last year. So again, I just see the Rams regressing based off of being in the Super Bowl last year and losing how badly they lost, guys. The way the Rams offense looked in that Super Bowl, the putrid performance they put up in that Super Bowl, it's just one of those things that's going to be hard and tough to come back from the very next year. That emotional letdown of saying, hey, we're riding so high, we can do no wrong on offense, and then they only scored 3 points in the Super Bowl. That's hard to swallow. That's just hard to swallow. So based off that, I think the Rams are going to regress this year just based off the Super Bowl hangover, okay? I think the Rams are in for a real regression based on that Super Bowl hangover, okay? And you look at their schedule. They have to play at the Panthers. They have to play the Saints. They have to play at the Browns. With Odell Beckham Jr., Baker Mayfield, Sheldon Richardson, Olivier Vernon, Myles Garrett. The Browns have real players now. I'm a believer in the Cleveland Browns. I do think the Cleveland Browns have a legitimate shot to make the playoffs. Okay, so that's a tough game. At Atlanta, they should be better. They had a ton of injuries last year. The Pittsburgh Steelers, they're never a tough out. The Ravens, at the Cowboys. So I just named to you about 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 playoff teams that they're going to have to play. And the Rams got a lot of key games last year at home. A lot of their tough games this year will be played on the road, guys. And again, like I said, if Todd Gurley is not 100% and he can't carry this team, I don't trust Jared Goff to do it. The Rams' offense is predicated on Todd Gurley's ability to run the football, that sets up the play action, that sets up Jared Goff, it makes him comfortable. Todd Gurley is pretty much that whole Rams offense. They run their offense through Todd Gurley. So again, I just don't think I think Jared Goff's good. I think he's a Pro Bowl type quarterback. I think he's a well above average quarterback, but I just don't think Jared Goff is that guy that can consistently carry you week to week to say, I'm the guy. I got to carry this team. I don't think Jared Goff's that guy, okay? And again, last year, the Rams, they did not have a lot of great depth even last year, okay? They didn't have a lot of great depth last year. But it didn't really show because they rarely had any injuries last year. They really had no injuries last year. And teams that don't have a whole lot of injury, teams that have a lot of injury luck the year before, that usually does not translate into the very next year. So if you have a lot of, players that did not get injured, a lot of your key players didn't miss significant time in a season the year before, I'm not wishing injury on any player. I'm not forecasting injury, but just know it's more than likely that you're not going to get that same injury luck the very next season. It's just not the norm. It doesn't normally happen. So the Rams, they got a lot of breaks last year. Okay, they had an easier schedule last year. I'm not saying that they had a cupcake schedule last year, but this schedule this year compared to last year, not even close. This schedule is super tough. They are going to regress this year. I just see it. I mean, and again, like I said, I think the Rams are going to win 10 games. But 10 games, I don't think get you in this year. You got the Eagles, you got the Cowboys, you got the Packers who are improved with Aaron Rodgers coming back, with a new great head coach, with a better defense. You got the Chicago Bears who are still there with that great defense. The San Francisco 49ers, who I just mentioned, who I'm very high on this year. I think they win the division this year. The Falcons, the Panthers, the Saints, the Vikings. I didn't even mention the Vikings, guys. I did not even mention the Vikings. I don't think the Vikings probably make the playoffs this year, but again, the Vikings have arguably a top 10 roster, and they're not even going to make the playoffs, guys. So again, this NFC conference is loaded. And I just see the Rams slipping. I see them falling out of the NFC picture this year. And again, guys, the Rams won 6 games by 1 score last year. Usually when you win a ton of close games, when you have a ton of injury luck the year before, it doesn't usually translate into the next year. So again, the Rams, they got a lot of breaks. They won a lot of close games last year. The offense was riding high. And people forget, the Rams were on a historic pace offensively, guys. That offense was pretty much unstoppable all year. I just don't think they're going to be able to repeat the same offensive production from a year ago. And combine the fact that they have a lot of older players in that secondary, Aqib Talib, Mark, I like him, but he's getting older. Eric Weddle, I like him, but he's getting older. Marcus Peters was very inconsistent last year. I don't know if I can rely on him week to week. I mean, the Rams defense did not show up pretty much until the playoffs. And again, Ndamukong Suh is now not in Los Angeles. I understand he's a lazy player. He takes some plays off in the regular season. But just his presence alone will help this football team, Ndamukong Suh draws attention. He's going to help your defense. To say that the Rams are a better defense without Ndamukong Suh is false, okay? They're not a better defense without Ndamukong Suh. And they would not have gotten to the Super Bowl last year if Ndamukong Suh was not eating up space and allowing Aaron Donald to get free. Aaron Donald, a great player, but again, Ndamukong Suh and Aaron Donald together, oh man, you got something special. The Rams, like I said, they did not have a lot of injuries last year. Cooper Kupp got injured for a little bit, but again, they were able to overcome that. Todd Gurley wasn't pretty much hurt till the end of the year. Those are pretty much the only two players last year that missed significant time for the Rams. So again, a much harder schedule this year. Jared Goff, if Todd Gurley's not going to be able to go for the season, if he's not able to make all 16 games, if he is hindered at all, if he's a lesser version of himself from last year, unless Jared Goff takes a big leap and jump, which I don't think he will make, I just don't see this team being the same team. And again, I have them winning 10 games. I have them winning 9 games this year. That's very good. But I just don't think with the conference, with the Eagles, the Cowboys, the Packers, the Bears, the 49ers, the Falcons, the Panthers, the Saints, the Vikings, I just don't see the Rams being a Super Bowl contender this year. I just don't. I think they're in for natural regression this year. Again, I'm going to repeat myself. History shows a Super Bowl hangover is real the next year. I think the Rams fall into that category. They lost Ndamukong Suh. That definitely is going to hurt their defense last year that was already not very good. The defense didn't perform very well to the Super Bowl pretty much, okay? They got a lot of injury luck last year. They won a lot of close games. I don't see that happening at the pace that it happened this past year. Offensively, they were at a historic pace. I don't see that happening again. They will not put up historic offensive numbers again. That's just not going to happen in my opinion. And not a lot of depth. Okay, the linebackers, the offensive line, the running backs, I just don't think they have a lot of depth to where if offensive players get hurt, they're not going to be able to replace them consistently. So again, I have the Rams winning about 10 or 9 games this year, but I don't see the Rams in the playoffs. I have the 49ers in the playoffs over them. And again, I think the Rams are in for major regression. Feel free to come at me in the comment section. I don't care. I understand and recognize the Rams are one of the 10 most talented teams in all football. But again, I just don't see the Rams being as competitive as they were last year. I have the Los Angeles Rams missing the playoffs in 2019, 2020. Be sure to comment where you agree with me or you disagree with me. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this video today. Be sure to smash this like button right now if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to my channel if you're new as well. I do post a ton of great sports videos weekly and almost every single day if I can. A fun fact about me is I want to go into the sports broadcasting and media world. I want to become one of the next great sports broadcasters and analysts out in the world. Kind of like Colin Cowherd, Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp. You get the point. Okay, I want to do sports, television, and radio for a full living once I graduate from the University of Toledo, a college in Northern Ohio. I currently am a freshman there right now. So the best thing you guys can do to just help me continue to grow as a young broadcaster is to just share this channel with all your friends, because potentially if this channel really gets somewhere, I want to start my own network, okay? Or potentially if it doesn't, or if I fall a little bit short, I want to go into a big time network like ESPN or Fox Sports 1. So the best thing you guys can do to just flat out just help me grow as a broadcaster, help me learn, get other people hip to this channel, just share this channel with all your friends, share this channel on Facebook, share it on Twitter, share it on Instagram, all that good stuff. Also, be sure to follow me on all my social media platforms. And once again, guys, just share this channel with everyone you know. Get everyone hipped and watching these videos. Get my voice out there and heard. Share it on Facebook, share it on Twitter, share it on Instagram, all that good stuff. It's been your boy, Ghiman Mckinney, or you can just call me Juice. I appreciate all you guys for tuning in today. I really do. Have a God bless day. Stay motivated, you guys, and I'm out.